Hey now, everybody. Hey now. Can you hear me? Hey now, hey now, hey now. Let me know if my audio's coming through. Yay, it worked. Okay. We're off to the races already. Hello, Amy. How are you? So we're going to do a little origin story. I might get emotional and start crying. This is just a little bit of backstory about my history, my old channels, and my maturity spiritual journey throughout this past month or so. I have been summoned. And you lurkers can chime in. Nobody has to be afraid to talk in my chat. This is a safe space. Nobody will troll you or be a dick, or they're out of here. Amy's the only one allowed to talk trash. Just kidding. Tell me if my fan's too loud. I got so much dust in here. I just changed the filter, and it was like a full like sweater I could have knitted out of all the lint and dust inside the thing. BBL. Okay, so this is going to be repetitive to my OGs, but most of my new subscribers haven't heard this story before. Some of you are going to find this the most enthralling, crazy thing you've ever heard. Others will just be bored falling asleep. I don't even know where to start. So when I first started my original channel, I was way more social. I was going through a super tough time in my life. It was just a roller coaster every day. And I put the channel together based on people that I met in Discord and people that new channel owners from YouTube. And I was trying to combine everything. I have my community wall turned on, but it's just, I think it's kind of lame. I don't do a lot of stuff like that. I'm not super conversational and keep up with everything in the news and stuff like that. Other people love their community walls, but anyway. So I started out humble, but then within 6 months, I got like 1,000 subs, 2,000, and it ended up going to 3.7K, which for me is a ton. So there were always 50 to like 100 people in my chat. And I built it up to the point where everybody got along famously. They were sharing their meatloaf recipes. It really seemed to be enjoying themselves. But then what ended up happening was I started telling these relationship, dating disaster stories, just anecdotes from my own life. And I started to do like a lifestyle blogs type of thing. And they were like, okay. So all these women started coming around. And they were like worshiping me, my every move. It was the same 50 women, and every new stream there'd be 20 to countless more. I don't even know the exact numbers. Yeah. So because I was going through such a hard time, I was very, I succumbed to the flattery. Let's put it that way. I don't know a fancy way to describe it. And I was desperate for attention, and I wanted to get my channel more subs and stuff. So I'm like, so on the days where I was drained and I felt I had no brain power, I was more open to, telling me to, dance and do flips and act crazy. So I kind of got into that, and I would get donations for some of my questionable behavior. And I just kind of became like a thing because I dance in my normal life, wholesome dancing. So I incorporated that in my workout streams and all this other stuff. But then I just did like dance hangout streams where all I would do is dance and ask questions. And it was very polarizing, as you could imagine. But just me being myself, I'm very naive. And, you guys have heard my life story before. I won't get into that. You stepped on your own toe. How did you do that? I'm pretty clumsy too. I drop and spill something on the carpet at least twice a day. Spilled my coffee going to work this morning. I'm like, no, I'm tripping on the stairs. But so yeah, I was very flattered. I was very into it. Now these women, not only did they love me and like appear to hang on every word I said, but they also got along together famously. Now, if you know anything about women, usually they get jealous in those type of situations, but it didn't seem like that was the case. So I'm like, oh wow, this is like a gift from God. All these beautiful women, and they all getting along, and they're all here for me. and I tried to play it cool, but it was really getting to me in a weird way. You know what I mean? Um, what are you doing? You're crazy. Um, so, but these women trusted me with all their secrets. They would add me on Discord, start chatting me up. Sometimes they'd send me nude pics. I'm not gonna lie, I would never reveal anyone's secrets. Um, hey, what's up, brother? Some of them turned out to be married. Some of them were banging all these other guys on the side, but I don't care. I wasn't trying to be armchair detective. I just was like, hey, I'll take what I can get. I'm going through a tough time. And I thought I was showcasing some form of humility. But behind the scenes, I was getting stuck up. People said, we love you, Maddie. Don't ever change. And I totally changed. I got just crazy. And then my life started getting crazy in the background. So I looked to YouTube for all my social growth, which is a bad idea. Most people in here are so insincere. There's a lot of stalkers and creeps and everything in between. But I took everything at face value. When people came over here and contributed to the topics and the whatever, I would be like, okay, this person's into it. I could trust them. I'd give them a wrench or whatever. I'm going to smoke in like 3 hours, but I'm trying to do it not twice a day anymore, just to polish me off at night for the last 6 hours of the evening. Oh, yeah, no kidding. And people that are here for the first time, it takes a while to process it. You're like, I thought this represented a general decent sampling of the general population. Boy, was I wrong. Uh, um, because the internet and YouTube's been around for decades, so I just thought everyone just kind of assimilated and people were more or less normal on here. That's not true. But anyway, I'm not making excuses. So they would dare me to do all these things, and I kind of got into it a little bit because I thought that's what people wanted to see. But I should have shown a little backbone and said, no, I'm not doing that, even if you pay me $20 or $100 or whatever, because I was getting cash apps and PayPal donations for doing stuff. Um, no, he's perma banned from the channel. He's got like a ban fetish. He'll go places and say the most outrageous thing to try to get banned, and then he'll pretend to be sad about it, and then just to get banned again. He was doing inward towers and everything else. Which is a shame because I know he'd like some of my new content. I did a whole punk rock karaoke in his honor the other day and realized he can't watch it. So it takes a lot to genuinely offend me, but he was offending my chatters and stuff, so I finally made the difficult decision to ban him for life, which I don't like doing at all. I know people can change. Um, I should write a song about it, make it really seal the deal. But yeah, here's the thing. I have really bad ADHD, anxiety, and I've been up and down even the past few months on different medications and dosages at my doctor's, orders. But it's really affected not just my abilities, but my personality and the things that I put forth. Have a great day. So I've been really self-conscious about that, but it's making me second guess a bunch of stuff, or sometimes I'll gloss over something. Like it's like an all or nothing type of thing, and sometimes there's no middle ground with me. So I lost my ability to be analytical and about my own life. Oh, that's awesome, man. But somebody recently called me out. I think it was last night, and I think she expected me to ban her automatically. And I listened to everything she had to say, and I was remorseful and stuff. I really didn't know, and this is the God's honest truth, I didn't know people were so dance sensitive. I guess in other cultures, it's automatically seen as like a sensual thing. When I do it, I'm not thinking about being sexual or showing my body up. I have the lowest self-esteem in the world. I just like to drum up some action, but now I'm not having those weird side effects with my meds where I just kind of have an out-of-body experience and I'll just start getting super hyper and just like burning it up. So now I see, at first I thought, well, it's an easy way to get rid of the trolls, because they'd come in here and say, "Oh, you're creepy. You dance and shake your butt." I'm like, "Oh yeah, like this, da da da." And to me, I thought that was hilarious and harmless. But now I see there are some OGs that have quietly slipped away from my channel that I would give the world to have them back, because they contributed so much to the general conversation of what I was trying to do. And now I have the ability to stay on track more. I'm on a good dosage of meds and a whole new regimen. Trying to make that work and trying to serve God and be a better Christian and be a better example. But it is super hard. I gotta say, especially if you're a guy, you have to be perfect in the sight of men. Otherwise, people would jump down your throat at the slightest thing, and I'd actually respect that. But at the same time, it's such a tall order. We really have to pray that God can govern our lives and help us with that. If you guys are believers, and I wasn't doing that. I stopped praying. I stopped going to church for a week or two. I stopped doing my Bible study streams, which I promised would be at least 4 to 5 days a week on the weekdays. And I just lost sight of everything that was important. But I was still had like an experimental nature, trying things to see what might stick. But really, those women, and I'm not blaming them, they got me wound up and they set the ball rolling for me and my questionable behavior while I'm dancing and stuff. So I really don't want to do that anymore. I was hoping people would be a little more forgiving initially, but I'm trying to like put myself in their shoes. And if I saw somebody like that, I would be like, "Oh, get me away from this channel." I'm not trying to be a lolcow, but it was tempting for a while. I'm like, maybe I'll be a lolcow until I can get the equipment to shift gears and do all music. And now I'm there. It just took me 3 long years to get here. So I'm worse for the wear, but I'm happy with what God's doing. It's his own timeline. Oh, I typed up some stuff I wanted to convey to you guys. But my smile doesn't hold any secrets. I'm sincere, I'm honest to a fault, but I'm far from perfect. And I think when I first showed up for the first year and a half, people called me Mr. Perfect. I would go in every chat, no matter how big the stream was. I'd automatically get a wrench and be praised by a million women. And I'm like, okay, it'll always be this way. I was stuck up, I have to be accountable for my behavior at some point. I have to be and genuinely turn from sin in my life to do better. So it's crazy to think I was ever so easily swayed, but now I kind of know why. It was the perfect storm of these components just coming together, And the lady that was here the other day, she's like, "No, I'm genuinely curious, why do you dance in the crazy way and stuff?" But yeah, I'm 1,000 years old. I shouldn't have to dance to get attention. But I thought I was being, during the times I felt more simple-minded, I thought I was giving a piece of myself. I know it sounds stupid now. I thought it was better than nothing, but now I'm like, nah, I don't want to tarnish my image or whatever I'm trying to drum up. So, you know what I mean? Let me see what's going on. My chat is screwy. But it was in conflict. She brought up, she's like, "You say this is a safe space and all this other stuff, but that's my heart. That's what I'm trying to achieve. Maybe I'm not there yet, but that's my real personality. Just because I failed in one category doesn't make me any less of a good person, just a problematic, flawed human being, But yeah, sometimes I lack feedback, and I miss the dozens of people in chat because there was always something to bounce off of. And now I'm doing my topical streams, and I've got nobody to shed some light on the stuff that I'm researching. And I'm typing up scripts. I'm using ChatGPT Plus. I'm doing a concert stream every day, at least the past 3 days. And I've been promising that for a full 3 years, and it's finally come to fruition. So thank you guys for believing in me. I won't let you down. If you see me being a dick again, call me out on it. I don't intend to do any dancing streams from this time forward. I know some of you guys love them, some of you absolutely hate them, but I just don't want to cheapen myself that way. Before, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I really didn't. I thought, oh, it's just some Russian guy or somebody in Bolivia or some crazy continent I'd never heard of that has a problem with it, or they're just trolling or whatever. And I just didn't think 3-dimensionally about what I was doing. So, and I would kill to have some of my OGs back that quietly slipped away. And I didn't even take the hint. I thought they just like got something else going or got a new hobby or a better job or a better situation and left YouTube or whatever. But um, yes, Jillian, you're the only one that supported my dancing, and other people think it's creepy and gross. Thanks, brother. I'm trying to do more, but the whole thing is with ADHD, I would never know. I would always second guess my ability to stay on track. So I would have the dancing in the chamber as something to do if I ran out of steam. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just thinking differently now, but but when people hated it, I almost kind of liked it because I'm like, come on, loosen up, blah blah blah. Because I know myself in my heart, and I know my heart's pure, and I'm not trying to convey something sensual or sexual or whatever, however you want to describe it. Hey, Farkas, what's up? Oh, thank you. See, that really helps me, you guys, because I I never know when I'm on the right track. Because sometimes the algorithm will push something out. Like sometimes I've done streams where I've literally just stared at a wall, like watching paint dry, and they've gotten hundreds of views just based on the title or the time of day or the combination. And then I've done stuff I've spent hours perfecting the script before I even knew about AI and Chat GBT, and they'd get 10 views, and I'd be like, I don't want to work my rear off for that amount of views. And then I was like, well, what if it just sucked? And I had to consider all things. You know what I mean? Um, oh yeah, I'm gonna do weightlifting. I still do that. I work out like every other day, but I got to get my appetite meds back. I ran out, and I'm starting to waste away again. Um, it's iconic. It's more ironic than iconic. Isn't it ironic? Um, no, now I just look like somebody's dad, like dancing in a basement or something. It looks kind of pathetic. But well, maybe I'll integrate it smoothly and G-ratedly into my workout streams. But what I want to say, yeah, a lot of people have heard rumors about me and they'll just go on rumors, but they've never actually been to my channel to see what I actually do over here. Um, oh, dude, I love those frogs. Those are great. Um, I need something like that to like represent me. Um, but yeah, check out my stuff from the week. Check out my playlist. I work hard on my shorts. They're getting between 200 to 2,000 views in the first hour of uploading them, which is crazy. I've never had that before. So I've done more acoustic singing, playing guitar, karaoke, and lead guitar to backing tracks. I'm trying to do all three in one for an hour a day, every day, Monday, Fridays, between 1 and 4 p.m. Pacific time. I really could use your guys' support. If you have even a small interest in my channel or what I can do, I'm trying to make it not like a me-centric thing or look at how talented I am. I know it's competitive. I just want a soothing place to chill and shout out song requests and stuff. Um, one last time, no. Hey, Elaine, how are you, darling? Yay, I got a bunch of sweet people. I thank you guys for believing in me. It means so much. I know you guys, if some of you have seen me cry on stream, it's all real. I'm an emotional guy. I have horrible ADHD. I've got a horrible life. This is like the only thing that brings me joy. So I want to bring joy to other people. But sometimes I just don't know if I'm barking up the wrong tree or not. But like I said, a guy has to be perfect on here because there's so many creepy guys on here. Um, I could count on one hand the guys that have been cool, and they're mostly in this chat room right now, actually. You know what I mean? So, um, and I don't have time to police everybody else. Like some people will judge me. Like somebody will slip into my chat that's allegedly a super evil person, right? Meanwhile, they're playing ball, they're following all my rules, and they're contributing to the general topic. So I let them stay. I don't have time to look them up and see what people say about them. I don't care. I'm not a part of the drama community anymore. Not like I really was. I was kind of on the outskirts, but I thought that was the only way to meet people is going to these huge drama communities where everybody's just very responsive because they've got nothing but time on their hands. But then some of them would come in here and try to weaponize me against other people in groups. I'm like, come on, I'm not going to go for that. That's crazy. You know. What is this? Um. But I guess I'm a complex person, just like we all are. I was in the. What's that? No, I've done saddest movie quotes. I've done the make me cry challenge, which was my favorite idea I've ever come up with. But I have certain songs and movie scenes that make me cry no matter what state I'm in. So I could cry on command, if technically. But when I did it at first, I was ashamed and I was embarrassed, and then I watched it back. I was trying to watch it back through the eyes of somebody that's not me, like objectively, and I thought this is hilarious if it's somebody else watching it. You know what I mean? So I don't mind people call me a crybaby or a pussy or whatever, but like the scene from Requiem for a Dream with the mother and son and the old lady in the kitchen, and she's addicted to some type of psychiatric meds that makes it look like her refrigerator's trying to kill her and stuff. That scene just melts me every time. I don't think you could be a human with a human heart and emotions and not have that affect you. Now, people have seen the movie have been like, oh, it's the greatest movie ever, but I never want to watch it again. And I understand. I've probably seen it like 7 times, 10 times. But yeah, it's an unflinching look at drug abuse. It shows all these people from different ages, ethnicities, and walks of life all spiraling down towards their demise. So it doesn't hold anything back. It doesn't sugarcoat anything. It's a gorgeous movie with amazing acting, great effects, great build-up, crazy ending, Requiem for a Dream. But yeah, if you guys don't like the movie, don't yell at me because it's so intense and it's not Hollywood mainstream at all, It's very well made, it's very entertaining, and it moves at a nice fast clip. But we got Movie Maniac's been coming here. We need his top 10 list of stuff. I like to pick his brain. Maybe I'll have him on panel to interview him, talk about his crappiest movies. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You've been a wonderful man as well. Your David Spade stories are legendary, I got to tell you. I really wish him and I almost called him Tommy Boy. Him and Chris Farley would have done way more movies together. They could have been like, the modern Laurel and Hardy, or I don't know if that's a good example or not. But yeah, I get sidetracked usually in a bad way, and I beat myself up over it. So I'm like, I need a no harm, no foul way of me testing out topics to see if anything sticks, see if I could drum up some interest. If not, maybe I'll abandon it or I'll put it up to a vote. But I never really know. Now I'm getting a little more steady with my brain power, but it's just been a crazy journey, you guys. I don't expect any sympathy from those that don't like me, but just, I would say, give me one more chance and watch me blow your mind. It's not out of the question for people to change. I know it might be a new concept for some on here because most people just get worse as they spiral into their narcissism or their craziness, with these drama channels. Camping. Yeah, it is. Especially when a bear mauls you and steals your honey and sandwiches. I like camping on paper, but I don't like mosquitoes biting me and all this other crap. But I'd like to think of myself as a rugged man that can handle it, on paper. But yeah, questions, comments, critiques, insults, I can take it all. Just be nice to your fellow chatters. But yeah, the person was offended. They're like, you're contradicting everything you said in your stream introduction. Well, I didn't write that just for my health. That's what I really, truly want to project and what I want to live up to. Now, have I succeeded? Absolutely not. But I don't want you to think I'm two-faced. I'm not trying to lure people in just to like shake my butt in their face. I wouldn't do that. And I wouldn't want anyone to see me dance that didn't explicitly want to see it. But like I said, when it was nothing but women in here saying, do this, Maddie, do that, take it off, boy, da-da-da-da. Now, I have a background. I used to be a stripper at bachelorette parties, and I was a lifeguard in Venice Beach, so I'm used to wearing very little to no clothing in that sense. Again, that's no excuse. But I kind of tapped back into that thing in my brain, and I kind of channeled that energy, that nervous energy. But what do you guys think? Do you think I'm full of crap, or you think... So I know it's been a long-winded thing, but I wanted to articulate while it's fresh on my mind, And then when the lady was asking me questions the other day, I was taken aback because I was trying to rack my brain thinking of examples of stuff, but it was mostly because I was embarrassed and ashamed, and I was just like trying to let her know that I'm not blowing her off. I'm affirming what she's saying and trying to have the pure response to it, you know. Thanks. No, but you know, that's why I did it, because there was a certain point where people demanded that I shake my butt. They absolutely demanded. They said, "We're going to blow your brains out on the sidewalk," you know. I'm almost serious. Like, and even if everyone was trolling me, it was constant every single day. But then what would happen is my very serious friends that are into topical stuff and Bible studies and crocheting and all that, they would come and they go, "Well, I never. How dare you? Such a display of blah, 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 and da, da, da." And I'm like, "Oh," and I'd feel kind of strange, you know. But then I'd be like, "Screw you. This is a part of me. I'm Shrek like an onion. I've got many layers to what I like to do." And I was, you know, I was being honest, but I was framing it the wrong way in my head. I should be open to criticism if it's constructive. Just because it's not something I want to hear, that doesn't make it any less relevant or true. Um, yeah. But yeah, but yeah, like for a guy, if a guy does something that could be implied as creepy, you know, he could be canceled times 1,000. Um, but we've all done bad stuff, and I just jump the gun sometimes. But I work so hard. Um, so many women on here trust me, on here and offline, trust me. I would never want to hurt them in any way. Um, you know, they trust me with all their secrets. I would never reveal their stuff that they show me on Discord or anything like that. Like, all right, guys, that's basically what I wanted to say. Tonight, I'm going to be reacting to all your songs that you sent me. The theme is weirdest and or trippiest, craziest sonic journeys. I got a lot of generic responses, but I got some good stuff, some bands I've never heard of. So I'm going to have the perfect audio playing, not just scrambled in the background, but it'll be mic'd or it'll be pumped in through my interface. And we'll do your top 10 to 30 songs, however many we get to. But I also have a list. I'm craving long songs, 10 minutes or over, that develop or crash into chaos by the end. I'm so sensitive to that with my ADHD. I love it. It has like a physiological response thing, you know. 3.4. I've never listened to that band. I don't even know what genre is that. I've heard of them though. But then also the variety of my channel hurts me in the algorithm too and confuses people. People come to my Bible studies and say, "Hey, how come you're not dancing or playing your guitar?" And I'm like, I'm not allowed to have variety in my day, and I'll get kind of mad. But I'm kind of missing the point. YouTube is designed for you to present 1.5 or 2 things max on per channel. But YouTube only lets you verify your phone number like once or twice a year. They haven't changed that rule, so I mean, I could use one of my friend's cell phone numbers, but I'm too embarrassed to ask. Just register with that and follow the prompts. But realistically, I might have a separate Bible study channel because it's so different, you know. Oh yeah, I love alternative rock. That's my favorite overall genre. I love punk and grunge and noise rock and shoegazer. I kind of like the more edgier stuff, not necessarily harsher per se, but that too. But I like, just because I'm jaded, I've been listening for decades and decades, so I know all the songs, all the bands, except Tragically Hip. Maybe their name scared me away because it's kind of a strange name. I'll totally look it up. Da da da. You know, the only time I really get people giving me recommendations for songs to check out is when I'm doing a different topic. I'm not complaining, but I can't just do a stream and say, you know, music nerd reacts to your songs and have all the music nerds just pop out of the woodwork. The algorithm doesn't adjust itself that quickly, you know. If it did, it'd be crazy. But then I just get a bunch of dudes in here and it's like a sausage fest. And I love women because they're such better contributors to the topic. They're always kind in chat. They always school me on how it's done and the best way to act and all that other stuff. Anyway, yeah. I do apologize. I am growing. Please judge me on my current content and the stuff I'm going to do this month. But I've had some really strong months of content for like a month and a half or two. So hopefully I'm on a better trajectory. All right, guys. Have a great day. See you on these YouTube streets. But my only complaint is somebody will subscribe because they like the conversation they had with me, but they'll never click the bell notification, which I forget too. You have to change it from personalized to all, or YouTube will only sporadically tell you when that person's live, just super randomly. And, you know, so people will just be like, they're like, oh, they'll just come by like on their work break or whatever. Like, oh, I happen to see your live, so I popped in, which is fine. But then they'll come in and say, I'm not getting your alerts. I didn't know you still go live. I'm like, I go live 3 to 4 times a day with just 4 completely different topics, completely different shows and styles. So I thought people were just like, well, I'm not a big music fan, so I'll just go to his ADHD talks or vice versa, you know. I don't expect all my subs to like all my content in every wide-reaching, crazy genre, you know. I'm apologizing for being an action-packed, variety-packed, awesome person. I can't. All right, guys. Thank you so much. You made this much more bearable for me. And yeah, let me know if I'm a piece of absolute garbage going forward. I still have hundreds of people that believe in me. So I appreciate you guys. Yeah.